Right now, a massive shift is unfolding in the world of industrial hardware as a new player attempts to completely push out long-standing Western tech giants. In this video, we are breaking down Russia's brand new Baikal-U industrial microcontroller, which is hitting a massive production milestone of nearly 1 million units this summer. We will look at the exact technical benchmarks, how it aims to fully replace Europe's dominant microchips, its unique multi-core design, and the major 5-year supply deals already locking this hardware into critical infrastructure. So make sure you watch till the end. Baikal Electronics, a prominent domestic semiconductor developer, has officially announced that production of this industrial silicon is right on the brink of hitting the 1 million unit mark during the summer of 2026. This massive rollout represents one of the single largest deployments of domestically developed RISC-V microcontrollers anywhere in the country. The company has also pulled back the curtain on an expanded technical roadmap, revealing a higher memory version scheduled to hit the market later this summer, alongside a specialized low-power variant. Furthermore, they are planning a full structural transfer of the open-source Zephyr real-time operating system to the chip architecture before the end of the third quarter of 2026. To understand why this matters, you have to look at what is being replaced, because the Baikal-U is specifically built to completely substitute the STM32F4 and STM32F7 families from STMicroelectronics. Those European components are currently the most extensively used foreign industrial microcontrollers across Russian automation and embedded systems. That is why this sudden, large-scale hardware pivot is such a major industrial flashpoint. Unlike previous iterations of Russian processors that relied on heavily licensed foreign CPU architectures, this entire system is constructed from the ground up on open RISC-V technology. The foundation relies on 3 distinct processor cores developed by the domestic intellectual property firm CloudBEAR. Let's look closer at the silicon layout, because this microcontroller combines 2 CloudBEAR BR350 high-performance 32-bit cores running at up to 200 MHz, with a single CloudBEAR BM310 core operating at up to 100 MHz. Rather than just trying to throw raw computing capacity at a wall to see what sticks, each individual core is assigned a highly specific function inside the controller architecture. For instance, a single BR350 core handles real-time control tasks that absolutely require strict deterministic timing, which makes it perfect for industrial automation and precise motor control. Meanwhile, the second BR350 core manages the background operating system services, complex communication protocols, and the primary application logic. The lighter BM310 core is left responsible for programmable input-output functions, allowing peripheral control interfaces to run entirely on their own without overwhelming the main processing cores. This strict division of labor is incredibly crucial in heavy industrial control systems. It allows the machine to execute multiple complex tasks simultaneously while keeping the timing perfectly predictable. Now, let's step away from the heavy specs for a second and look at the bigger picture here on Altitude Attics. If you're tracking how modern autonomous systems and advanced manufacturing actually run, it always comes down to these tiny, unflashy chips hidden inside the metal casings. From day one, the Baikal-U was engineered strictly for harsh industrial environments, not consumer gadgets or home electronics. We are talking about automated process control systems, like SCADA, and programmable logic controller environments, operator control panels, electric utility meters, and rugged industrial sensors. It is also targeted squarely at robotic equipment, automated motor control systems, unmanned vehicles, and various industrial Internet of Things setups. Because of its deep, integrated motor control capabilities, the processor is exceptionally well suited for industrial drones and complex robotic platforms that require pinpoint real-time control of electric motors. The state has heavily prioritized replacing imported electronic components with domestic alternatives wherever possible, primarily because these sectors run the nation's most critical infrastructure. Coming up next, we are going to dive straight into the brutal benchmark comparisons, showing how this new chip stacks up against the West's absolute standard, and we will reveal the exact pricing that is making this alternative incredibly cheap for manufacturers. So stay right here. One of the most fascinating claims made by Baikal Electronics is focused entirely on raw performance metrics. The company is directly pinning their hardware against the STM32 F70 family, which is one of the most widely deployed ARM Cortex-M7 industrial microcontrollers on the planet. According to the official documentation, the Baikal-U achieves a score of 1,788 in CoreMark testing and 865 DMIPS. In stark contrast, the classic STM32 F7 device it is being compared to delivers 1,082 in CoreMark and 462 DMIPS. Depending on the exact STM32 model you pull for a side-by-side comparison, these numbers indicate a massive performance jump of roughly 65% in CoreMark and about 87% in DMIPS. Overall, the developers state that Baikal-U offers a processing baseline that is at least 50% superior to comparable foreign controllers. Let's break down what those abstract terms like CoreMark and DMIPS actually mean for real-world machinery. CoreMark is the standard industry benchmark specifically built to test embedded processors by measuring how efficiently a chip runs day-to-day duties like data processing, state machines, linked lists, and basic math operations. A higher CoreMark score simply means the processor can tear through a much larger number of software instructions in the exact same window of time. This translates to an ability to handle far more complex control algorithms, dense sensor processing, or robotics tasks without needing to overclock the chip or run higher clock speeds. On the flip side, DMIPS, which stands for Drystone Million Instructions per Second, gives engineers a solid estimate of the processor's general raw computing capability. Even though the Drystone test is older than CoreMark, the embedded CPU community still uses it heavily for fast comparisons. By pushing its DMIPS from 462 up to 865, the Baikal-U architecture can perform a significantly larger volume of general computational work every single second. All right, let's keep it real for a minute and drop the corporate marketing talk. Just because a benchmark number goes up on a graph does not mean a factory machine or an assembly robot is suddenly going to move 80% faster in real life. Instead, that extra computational headroom gives engineers a ton of very practical development benefits. A single Baikal-U chip can easily manage complex control loops while simultaneously handling external communications, background diagnostics, and critical safety monitoring. This means engineers might no longer need to buy and wire up multiple separate controllers for a single machine, because one chip finally has the computational muscle to do everything at once. When you look at advanced robotic systems, having this extra processing power makes it much easier to digest complex sensor inputs rapidly, improve real-time trajectory calculations, and deliver far tighter motion control. Industrial automation systems can also run a much higher number of communication protocols at the exact same time without losing their deterministic, real-time response windows. For heavy motor applications, developers can now deploy advanced vector control algorithms or adaptive control techniques without completely bottoming out the processor's capability. Plus, having that extra performance baseline gives software teams plenty of flexibility to push out major firmware upgrades down the line without forcing the factory to tear out and replace the physical hardware. So, the real win here is not just bragging rights over benchmark numbers, it is the massive expansion of what an embedded system can actually do out in the field. Let's talk about the money side of this, because Baikal Electronics has priced this microcontroller incredibly aggressively despite their high-end performance claims. For high-volume industrial buyers, Pricing starts down at approximately 550 rubles, while the standard recommended retail price sits right around 950 rubles per unit. This aggressive pricing model is explicitly designed to ensure the Baikal-U is completely cost competitive with imported STM32 class microcontrollers. It is aimed straight at industrial manufacturers who purchase tens or hundreds of thousands of controllers annually, giving them a cheap alternative while wiping out the supply uncertainties that come with relying on foreign components. Coming up in the final stretch of the video, we are going to look at the massive expansion plans, including the new low-power versions designed for long-term remote infrastructure, and how they are integrating an open-source operating system to make switching over incredibly simple for engineers. So do not go anywhere. Looking past the raw CPU cores, the surrounding platform carries some serious technical depth. The Baikal-U comes fully equipped with 48 general-purpose input-output lines, dual direct memory access controllers, and multiple analog peripherals, including 3 12-bit analog-to-digital converters. It packages 192 kilobytes of static RAM, 256 kilobytes of embedded flash memory, and full support for external flash memory running in execute-in-place mode. The vast majority of complex industrial networking and communication needs are fully covered by onboard interfaces, which feature USB 2.0 OTG, CAN FD, UART, QSPI, I2C, and I2S. The platform even includes native, built-in support for MicroPython, allowing software engineers to rapidly prototype new applications before deploying them into full production systems. This brings us back to a core focus here on the Altitude Addicts YouTube channel, where we closely monitor how shifting global technology landscapes impact real-world manufacturing. The looming 1 million unit production milestone proves that this is a genuine commercial adoption wave, rather than just a handful of prototypes sitting in a research lab. In 2026, Baikal Electronics locked down one of the most substantial supply agreements for domestic microcontrollers in the country's history with the industrial automation company Reglab. The contract outlines the purchase of at least 1.5 million Baikal-U microcontrollers over a 5-year period to build them directly into new industrial automation lines and programmable logic controllers. The developers have confirmed that steady orders are pouring in from a wide variety of telecommunications and embedded equipment manufacturers. To accelerate this push, the company has made all technical documentation public, including full software development kits, application programming interfaces, hardware reference designs, and deep setup guides. This drastically lowers the barrier to entry for independent engineers who are evaluating the platform, helping to rapidly build out a massive software ecosystem around the physical processor. The development team is already well underway, with multiple hardware upgrades scheduled for the near future. They expect to launch a specialized variant featuring significantly upgraded on-chip flash memory by the end of summer 2026. This expanded flash capacity will allow developers to write much more sophisticated firmware, implement heavy communication stacks, and run complex industrial software without needing to wire up sluggish external memory chips. At the same time, work is progressing fast on a dedicated low-power Baikal-U variant, engineered for highly energy-efficient embedded environments. Battery-powered industrial sensors, portable field instruments, and remote Internet of Things devices that need to operate for years without active maintenance are heavily dependent on this kind of ultra-low power consumption. On the software side, the upcoming port of the Zephyr real-time operating system by the end of the third quarter of 2026 is easily one of the most vital milestones on the calendar. Zephyr is a highly respected, open-source real-time operating system, custom-built for resource-constrained embedded devices and modern Internet of Things applications. Since its initial launch back in 2016, it has grown a massive global development community and supports hundreds of unique boards, drivers, and middleware tools. By gaining full compatibility with Zephyr, the Baikal-U instantly plugs into a vast, pre-existing ecosystem of reusable software instead of forcing engineers to rely entirely on closed, proprietary development tools. Developers can immediately take advantage of highly optimized networking stacks, native Bluetooth support, robust security frameworks, file systems, and mature hardware abstraction layers that are constantly updated by the global open-source community. This deep integration with a globally recognized real-time operating system drastically cuts down the time and effort needed to migrate old software code. It significantly shortens product development timelines for commercial enterprises, looking at the Baikal-U as a direct, drop-in replacement for imported microcontrollers. Ultimately, what we are seeing from Baikal Electronics is a strategic drive to build out a complete, self-sustaining technological ecosystem that can anchor industrial automation, robotics, motor control, and embedded computing across a massive range of domestic industries. They are pushing far past basic import substitution by pairing competitive pricing with clear benchmark advantages over classic STM32 class devices, all while pouring continuous investment into hardware and software iterations. As production rapidly closes in on that massive 1 million unit threshold, the ultimate objective is clear. They want to deliver a comprehensive platform combining modern architecture, high-end processing performance, and an open software environment capable of driving the next generation of intelligent control systems. We thank the people who have liked and shared the videos and subscribed to the channel. We also thank the people who have hyped the videos,